Hello guys, I'm back again with another episode of TMP Waves Media. I wanted to do this video called Health in Crisis because right now millions of people in the United States are being punished for getting sick, and a lot of health secrets are being kept from the public. Millions of people have to pay money that they don't have in order to stay alive. And I pulled these videos from TikTok, and I like them because they share truth. These people are sharing their stories. So please, if you can, keep an open mind, like, subscribe, and spread this media so that the powers that be can hear our cries.
If you're a caregiver, if you're a husband, a wife, a sibling, a friend, a mother, a father, of someone who suffers from kidney disease, I am here to tell you thank you. Thank you for being there for your loved one. Thank you for being their advocate and their support. As we all know, our support is what drives them. If you haven't heard it today, I want to tell you, you are appreciated. Thank you for loving them the way you love them. I am a wife, or I call myself married to dialysis. And I know my support of my husband is why he's able to live the life that he has today. If I wasn't positive, well, it would be harder. If he wasn't positive, it would make it harder on me. So as a team, you got this. You got this. However you're going to do this, if you're going to keep on with dialysis for the rest of your life, which is a long life, or you're on the transplant list, however it is, you will make it.
Let's talk about healing our kidneys. Here are some of the best fruits and herbs in order to heal those kidneys. And we're talking about bringing up neurological function and the filtration rate. My number one favorite, and the one that actually gets a bad name because of this whole hybrid situation, is actually citruses. They are the greatest fruits to get those kidneys filtering again. And I know this from experience because years ago, I went on about an 8-month orange fast, where 99% of what I ate was oranges. And you can even see why when you cut the orange in half. Now, most people don't understand that what this looks like and what this looks like is actually in our bodies. It looks like the nephrons of the kidneys, and it's exactly where the blood gets filtered. And this is why people with kidney filtration issues should always look to go on an orange or a citrus type of fast. The astringency and the phytonutrients within citruses are going to allow your body to filter out the blood naturally without having to rely too much on just the kidneys alone. Now, you don't need to do 8 months like I did. You can start off with 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, 10 days. But the point is to challenge yourself. No, you are not going to die. No, you don't have to eat 1 orange a day. I used to eat anywhere from 5 to 10. Yes, you can still drink water and teas and juices. Next up is melons. Now you see this triangle here that is going on. I want to show you what that looks like in the body. It looks exactly like the adrenal glands, which is our pyramids inside of our body. And I like to call these the hats or the brains to the kidneys because they are responsible for the neurological side. These two together are responsible for the electrolytes in your body. And what are melons and citrus very high in? Electrolytes. So one can start going on melon fasts if your urine output is okay. Challenge yourself. It can be citrus and melons. Just make sure you are not eating them together. You are separating them throughout the day. The hydration that your body and your skin is going to feel will be like an inner shower that is happening. Your urine output is going to go through the roof. It's going to relieve you of that constipation. It's going to relieve any pressure and any toxins that are hiding up in the liver. And this goes for all types of melons, and you can eat as much as you want throughout the day. And for the herbs, I love cordyceps as my number one. This has been proven to bring up the function of your kidneys. It's the star of our kidney flush formula over on our website. There's a review of someone who bought it for their mom whose kidneys were at 17%, and since taking them, they went up to 20%.
They don't want you to know that you can heal your kidneys. the general consensus is that you cannot heal your kidneys. And I've seen so many people heal their kidneys, both personally and also through my consults. So if you want to heal your kidneys, pay attention. I'm going to share with you a simple way to do so. And all you need to do is test it. Of course, you can work with your practitioner to guide you, but this is how you do it. First, you need to change your diet. The diet is essential because the diet is what brought you here, you see. The high protein diet, the starches, this brought you here, the processed foods. So you need to switch to a fruit cleanse. The fruit cleanse is not a lifetime change. It's just to get the job done. The fruits are astringent. The berries, the melons, and citrus fruits are the best fruits to use for your kidneys. I like to jump onto a 30 to 50 day dark grape cleanse. Sometimes you need less, sometimes you need a little bit more, but that's what I would use. You can have mixed fruits, it's fine. I would also make use of nettle seed on a daily basis, 3 times a day. Nettle seed is a kidney tropho restorative. It restores the kidneys. I would also use danshen or red sage, Chinese red sage, because it helps with kidney filtration. You need to improve the filtration of the kidneys so it can clean the lymphatic system within the kidneys and as well as the rest of the body. So use danshen. Use 2 additional kidney formulas. That is danshen, nettle, and 2 additional kidney formulas to help clean and strengthen your kidneys. Make use of adrenal gland formula. Adrenals control your kidneys. Make use of a GI tract formula. I mean, take care of the liver, the gallbladder, the entire GI tract, small intestines, large bowels. Make sure you're not constipated. And if you do this and you give a little bit of time, I would also work on the endocrine glands, okay, because you need proper hormone production and communication. So use a formula for the endocrine glands. Now, if you do this, the herbs, and if you use that fruit diet and give a little bit of time, you see your numbers will fluctuate the first couple weeks. Because as the body is healing itself, it's getting rid of stuff and the numbers will fluctuate. Provided you feel good, stay on it. Of course, consult professionals if you need it. But if you pursue and stick to it, your kidneys start to improve. Okay, you start to feel better. All the symptoms will start to go away one by one, and you feel amazed. To speed it up even further, make sure you do therapeutics. This means meditation, prayer, sound therapy, frequency healing, red light therapy. Go out in nature, meditate, pray, swim in lakes and oceans, put your foot on the ground, get grounded, okay, sun gaze, all those things will help you heal quicker, okay, so the diet change, the herbs, and then the therapeutics, and then watch how your kidneys heal and repair themselves.
So I'm getting sued for medical debt. And I think the most annoying thing about getting sued for medical debt is that they don't know how to spell. I mean, what is that? That's not even how you spell doula. And they want to say that crunchy moms don't go to the doctor. But yet here I am literally getting sued for going to the doctor.
I just finished 30 days of radiation for a rare brain tumor. And I was like, I wonder how much this would cost if I didn't have health insurance. So I added it up. I scoured my insurance records and like all the claims and put together everything that I could think of. I spent like 20 minutes doing this, so I probably missed some stuff, but put together everything that I could think of that I've had done in the since the beginning of 2022 for my rare brain tumor. And this is the cost. Literally $250,000. How do people without health insurance take care of that? Like my brain tumor, yes, it was rare, it was bad, wasn't terminal, wasn't like, I didn't need any super serious extra things happening, whatever. I had 30 days of radiation. Every day they do a little x-ray to like make sure the radiation is like targeting the right spot. 6 weekly check-ins, 1 per week during my radiation, 6 MRIs with contrast. So this is just the medicine that lights up the tumor. A CT scan, oral chemo, and blood work. Guys, why did it cost $250,000? Like, I had insurance, thank God, but how do people, seriously, without insurance, like, they would be broke for the rest of their life. Like, they're already going through such, like, a health crisis. Why do they immediately have to be put in, like, a financial crisis? Like, this would take away from, like, people's, like, houses, bills, food. There's something seriously wrong with America's healthcare system.
So I will just be transparent with you right now and say that My hospital bill currently is $46,000. Okay. I have two insurance companies, two of the most reputable insurance companies that you can find. I have those two to cover me. These two companies that I have are actually, I better not share that because I'm trying to be careful. But I will share with you what one immunotherapy treatment cost. Okay. It's going to blow your mind. Now, as a reminder, immunotherapy for me is once every 3 weeks for a solid year. And this treatment is really just an infusion that you get for a couple of hours through my port right here. I go to the hospital, get the infusion, leave, and typically go back to work or, go home. One of those treatments costs this much. That is for one treatment. I'll also share with you that every chemotherapy treatment that I had was also $46,000, and I was doing that weekly. Can you imagine that kind of money? $46,000 a week for like 6 months? That's insanity. But I'm frustrated right now because my two great insurance coverages aren't even covering one of the immunotherapy treatments that I've gotten for $46,000. So not only am I having to endure and go through cancer treatment and paying out-of-pocket deductibles, but I also have this large balance weighing over my head. And so for those of you that do not really fully know how much treatment is, last year my treatment was close to $280,000. It just makes you think, is that why the doctors are so aggressive with these treatments?
Y'all won't believe my shock when I found out that most hospitals are actually required to forgive your medical debt. So share and save this video because on my soul, you're going to need it. Over 60% of hospitals in the US are nonprofit, which means if you make under a certain income and qualify within the charity care parameters set by the IRS, the hospital is required by law to forgive your medical bills. First, look into the financial assistance policy for your hospital. To do this, Google the name of the facility and financial assistance. And you can do this for any hospital. Once you're on the site, scroll down. I'm usually seeing it towards the bottom past pay my bill. There you can download the policy in your chosen language. Then drop down on that document and find the sliding scale fee. This is where it gets juicy. The amount you can be forgiven for is based upon the federal poverty guideline outlining income requirements. You can see for this hospital, you can get assistances even if you're making $87,000 as an individual. And if you got a family, you can see that you can get help if you're making even more than that. Now, this is just one example, but you get the message. Do not let these hospitals play y'all. Share and save this video. I don't do this for my health.
Anyone who has a cancer patient in their family knows that insurance companies do practice medicine because they deny coverage. I have cancer patients in my family who have been denied treatment that might have extended their life. And yes, someone was saying that it's Medicaid and Medicare that determines the prior authorization rules. Change that too. When I say that we need universal single-payer health care, let's change it and make the current existing system better. And let's absolutely cut out the middleman, which is private insurance. So just because something is messed up doesn't mean that we shouldn't make it better. Because insurance companies deciding that someone with cancer shouldn't get treatment is absolutely unethical. And it's caused a lot of suffering. No one should go bankrupt for cancer treatment.
So, though that was a cancer patient, some kidney patients, and people who were fighting their illnesses, and even a nurse talking about how the insurance companies are charging people exuberant prices to stay alive, where a person has to choose whether or not they're going to pay to stay alive, or if they do survive, they're going to be in debt for the rest of their lives. $46,000 for cancer treatments in the so-called greatest or richest country in the world. Now, I personally think that everyone should receive health care, right? Just like they take money out of our checks. Some of that money could go to help people that's in need.
Do not let debt collectors scare you into paying your medical bills. Instead, do this. Hey, we're debt collectors. I'm gonna need your phone and address to verify. No, I'm not one of them. One of what? You have a medical bill of $7,000, and if you don't pay, we're gonna ruin your credit score. That's not gonna happen. I'm requesting an itemized bill with every single charge, and I'm requesting the original invoice with my signature. Otherwise, you're illegally trying to collect this debt, and I legally don't have to pay you. If they don't have it, you can hang up the phone. Bro, shut up. We have it all right here. Okay, great, but I know I can wait 5 years for my debt to die. Or we could just settle this right here because I know the hospital sold my debt to you for pennies and you're just trying to make a profit. Okay, how you want to settle it? That's not what I mean. I mean, we could settle for a $500 pay to delete, which means I pay you and you take this off my credit report. After negotiating this number, make sure you have a written confirmation before you pay. Bro, how did you know you had all the leverage in this situation?
Things I wish I knew before being diagnosed with cancer. So I learned the hard way that your annual doctor's visit and the standard blood work they do during is not always a great indicator of your health. Let's talk about how I went from being told that I look perfectly healthy at my annual checkup to then being diagnosed with cancer a week later at a completely different doctor. So typically at an annual checkup, you get blood work done, sometimes a urine test, and they'll usually do a physical exam. So I had all of that done. I had the physical, they took blood, did a urine test, and even ordered a stool sample kit, which itself is outside of the norm, but since I was having various digestive issues, we added that on as well. And a few days after the appointment, the results came in, and I was told that the tests all look great, and I quote, appear to be in optimal health. Now, clearly I was not okay. I was having night sweats at this point, fever on and off, various digestive issues, pain and burning in my mouth and swelling in my neck. And I already had a biopsy appointment scheduled with an ENT specialist for the ulcer that was evolving on my tongue. And just a week after being told how healthy I was diagnosed with cancer from that biopsy. Now, this might surprise people, and it even surprised me a bit, but I learned that the tests that they usually run on you at an annual checkup aren't always the best indicator for your health, and they can't usually predict or diagnose diseases like cancer. So, does that mean that your annual blood work and exam is useless? No, of course not. I think they set a pretty decent guideline to show if your body's working within standard limits of general health. But what's important, and what this example should tell you, is that once again, you know yourself better than anyone and any doctor, and sometimes even better than the results of a test. Many people go to their annual checkups and they just assume that the tests that are run, the blood work, the urine tests, the physical exam, is enough to give you a clean bill of health for the rest of the year. And clearly that's not always the case. This is why it's so important to be persistent, to not ignore symptoms, and to never let medical providers gaslight you into feeling like a hypochondriac. If something feels wrong and you're not getting the help or answers you need, get a second opinion, seek out a specialist, and never...
Okay, so here's something that you might not know that I didn't know up until maybe like 2 hours ago. So listen up, breast cancer survivors or warriors or cancer survivors or basically anyone who has a medical bill. Check your state laws, y'all, because I got a medical bill, but not really a bill, more of a letter. I received a letter in the mail a few days ago stating that I was defaulted on a medical bill for $494 from a facility that I've never been to. Now, normally I would have gotten a bill for a service that I didn't receive, and I would have called them and said, hey, I didn't receive this service, but this place did not even give me the option to do that. Because instead of sending me bills or calling me about some payment that they didn't receive from me, they went and sent something to the state of North Carolina, where I'm from, that garnished my tax returns. How do they do that, you might ask? Apparently, North Carolina has a law that unpaid medical bills can be taken out of your tax return. Did you know that? I didn't know that. But also, I'm going to also just kind of asterisk this with the fact that this isn't a real bill because I didn't receive any services from this frickin' university that is sending me bills. I had all my medical services done in one spot, and I've paid my bills, and trust me, I'm not gonna dip out on a $500 bill. Like, that's just not where I'm at. But I also never received a bill from this place other than just the letter in the mail stating that my tax return has been garnished for $500. So go check your state laws, friends.
Stop what you're doing and watch this video, because y'all know I love to give you information that hospitals don't like. If you have medical bills from a hospital or you're currently paying off old debt from a hospital, listen up. Most hospitals in the United States are required to have charity care programs. That means they're required to have programs that either reduce or completely wipe out debt for individuals who make under a certain amount of money. The tricky part of this is that every hospital has different guidelines as to who will qualify for these services. In addition to that, y'all know that hospitals aren't going to make this information readily available to the public. So I have something I want to show you. $4 is an organization that will contact your hospital, apply you for their charity program, and then they will follow up with the hospital on your behalf until your debt is reduced or eliminated. And guess what, guys? They do it for free. They never charge a patient for their services. All you need to do is go to $4.org, click on debt forgiveness. You can scroll down to the bottom and click on see if you qualify, and that's going to bring you to an application to see if you qualify for your hospital's charity service, and then $4 will take it from there. Also, please consider donating to this organization. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get paid by them. They are just literal angels helping patients reduce their medical debt for free.
Thank you, guys. I tried to add some solutions to this video as well as the problem, because I think that solutions are equally as important as voicing the problems. I know a lot of people don't like when they see videos and people complaining about what they're going through, but if the people that are suffering are silent about their oppression, others will say that they are not being oppressed. So it's important for the people that's going through things to make as much noise as possible. So if you can, please like, share, subscribe, comment, spread the conversation around, because it's really important if you have loved ones or people that you know who have these illnesses and they're being denied insurance and they're being denied health care, and it is unjust. I believe that these things are a part of our human right. We deserve to be treated for the things that's wrong with us, especially when many of us have spent so much time paying into the system. And then when we get sick, that same system doesn't have our back. And that's unfair. And I want justice for everyone. I want the people who need the most constructive help to receive it. Peace.